Hello everybody, what's happening? My name's Neil, welcome along to Midlife Motors. Well, today, couple of jobs on the go today. The MR2 is in getting an MOT as we speak, so it'll be interesting to see. That's the first MOT in our ownership, so it'll be interesting to see what comes back from that. Whilst that's happening, I'm just nipping down to get a little bit of help, because today I'm going to do a service on this Yaris. Got my box full of parts here from OP Oils. We're going to change the oil, the filter, the air filter and the cabin filter as well. So I thought I'd just show how easy it is to do in this car. This Yaris is just such a good car to run cheaply, to maintain yourself, and just allows you just to spend your time and effort on your other cars. So then after that we'll go and see what the diagnosis is on the MR2. So it's probably worth sticking around just for that. Fingers crossed it'll be okay. Let's quickly run through what we're going to need to do this job. An air filter. I got all this as one package from OP Oils, as I mentioned earlier. £45 for the whole lot. If you go in and type service pack 15 when you get to checkout, you get a little bit of a discount, which is good. So we've got the air filter. Going to need one of these tools. This is a 1.3 litre 4-cylinder petrol, this Yaris. Going to need one of these tools to get the filter, the oil filter housing off. 27mm for that. And when it comes off, you just take the old filter out, replace the rubber which comes with it, stick the new filter back in. It's a fairly straightforward operation. Last time I did this, it was actually hand tight, so it doesn't need much force. I've ordered a new sump bolt because I've never replaced that, so I thought I would this time. It's a 14mm for the sump bolt. 5W30, I've gone for fully synthetic just because the car seems to prefer that. 5W30 for these cars, so that's all good as well. First job really is to get this off. No, it's not. First job really is to undo the sump plug. So let's do that and carry on. Hello again. So the sump bolt is right here. This is the driver's side of the car, and that is the housing for the oil filter as well. So first job, I'm going to crack this. I've got my catch can. There's about 3.5 litres of oil in this. There it goes. In this engine. So it's going to be quite warm. It will come out at a reasonable lick to begin with. And we'll see what sort of state the engine oil's in. Crikey Moses, how long? There we go, it's away. Yep, it needed changed. I think they say every year or 12,000 miles, like most people, it's going to be a year rather than, I think we're doing a lot less mileage these days, aren't we? But I think this car's done about 10,000 miles since the last oil change, and that definitely needed changing. Well, whilst the oil's dripping away, we'll just leave it to drip away. We might as well change the air filter. The air filter is housed in this little plastic box at the back of the engine here. It looks tricky to get to, but this engine cover, take it out of the way, and then it's simply a couple of clips, and it sort of unhooks from this little pivot point. Once you've got it unhooked, you can undo. There's a screw here, a Phillips screw. We'll unscrew that and it'll come out. So I'll probably fast forward this little bit, but basically that's 2 clips, undo that screw so you can separate it from the tube, and then you'll be able to swap the air filter around. So I'm back with my screwdriver. Here we go. Oops. Don't undo it all the way, otherwise you'll end up faffing around trying to get it back into the bracket. Just undo it enough so that you can wiggle the plastic thing loose. There we go. Out it comes. Spins round on its cable there. Just remember the way it comes out. So the longer side at the bottom, and that's the way we'll put the next one back in. Just one thing to watch. It's not quite round. There's a little tag, like a pull tag on one corner. That lines up with this edge nearest to us here. So when we put this in, there's the tag there, you'll see it. It's not rounded as much there. Make sure that one goes in first. The rubber one's a little bit more bouncy, but there we go. We should then be able to flick this back around. It is tight in here. Line everything up, including our rubber seal. On it goes, and it's in. You'll be able to tell when it's in because it'll slot home in here, and there's a little recess that will slip in there as well, and then these will just put straight back in. We've just got to tighten this up. That's another job out of the way. Okay, dripping's finished. Time to get the filter off. So it's got teeth in it, this I don't know what you call this adapter tool, if you like, and there's only one way it'll fit, and when it's fit, give it a good little bang so that it's on tight. I brought out the bigger socket for this one. Sometimes it can be a bit tight. I'm not sure this one's going to be. I don't think I put it on too tight last time, so remember, lefty loosey, and here we go. Oh yeah, nice. I think it has quite a long thread, if I can remember from last time, so once you get going, don't be surprised if it takes a little while for the whole thing to come off. I'm just going to swap over to a smaller ratchet, make life easier. Here we go. This is the bit I always dislike the most. I actually snapped one of these things once halfway through the job, and that turned out to be a nightmare. There we go. It's nice and loose now. Going to get a little bit of oil out of this, but it's not going to be quite as bad as when we took the filter out itself. There is a tool you can use to bleed the oil out of this, and there's tutorials on how to do that. I never bother. It looks like a bit of a faff, but that's gone quite well. So we're going to replace this bit here, and we're going to replace the ring, the rubber that's here. That's what comes in the kit. There's a rubber, you'll see it there. That gets replaced, and that gets replaced, and then the whole thing goes back in. Obviously we might need to give it a little bit of a wipe first. So we're just giving it a final wipe down before we put it all back together again. And then we can do the fun bit, filling the oil back up. So here we go. I probably should have shown this before I took it apart, but basically this tool has teeth, and you can see the teeth slot into to one of these grooves on each side. So this is a universal tool. I think I got this from Amazon, but it'll fit pretty much any Toyota. Fits the MR2, which is handy as well. So we've replaced the filter, there's a new one, and we've replaced that rubber as well. Remember the one that we were talking about earlier? And as Ed China would always point out, I put a little bit of oil around the rubber just to help it seat properly. So that is now just going to screw, hopefully, back in from where it came out. This isn't a part that I tend to do up particularly tightly. As you go on, you'll feel it get tighter and tighter as the rubber bites in. Do it by hand, and then just a really small, there you go. You can see it stop now, and I'll just give it a really small nip with the ratchet. Righty tighty. There we go. One more little jerk. That's it. It's going no further. That job's done. You can now put the new sump plug in. Right, swap to the 14mm. New sump plug. In it goes. Again, I tend not to do this too tight, just by hand, because it pretty much seals by hand anyway, and then just a little one, maybe two, and that'll do it. Oh, don't forget this. Sometimes that gets a little bit stuck on, and you have to prise it off. Come on, there we go. Slide this oil out. We're done under here. No, it can't go back on the ground yet because it's not got any oil in it. Let's do that bit first. Yes, do that bit first. Good stuff. We're on the home straight now. So this is a 5 litre container. I think the car takes about, I can't remember, it's at 3.4 or 3.7. So we're not going to be using all of this. I'm going to try and got this funnel for £1 out of Halford so that it doesn't go everywhere. We haven't made a mess yet, and I don't want to start now. So we'll keep an eye on the side. We'll stick a little bit in and go, 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 go. Now that wasn't planned. Right, I'll get this out, I'll fill that up and I'll come back to you because I'm looking like an idiot right now. Okay, so we're filling now. The funnel's going quite well. So we're just going to try and get about 3 litres in, something like that, then we'll check, we'll take a stop. You're never putting in as much as you think you are when you're doing this. It takes a while to get it out of these tubs. Okay, just a handy tip, I suppose. We put 3 litres in, we googled it, 3.4 litres this engine takes. So we put 3 litres in and it just started to register quite nicely on the dipstick. We've started the car up, let it run for like 30 seconds, turned it off, checked the dipstick again, and it's dropped down to minimum. So I'm guessing it needs about another half a litre, something like that. Then it'll be done. Keep an eye on it for the next couple of hundred miles and then you can forget about it. These cars do not burn any oil whatsoever. Well, there you go. That's my how-to guide on servicing a Mark III Yaris 1.3 petrol. I'm on my way back now. It's only been a couple of hours work. The teaser at the beginning, no, the MR2 did not pass, but one of the items we expected anyway, and the other one's not too bad. So in the next MR2 video, we'll discuss what we're going to do. It's not the end of the world. That is the end of this video though, so thanks very much for watching. If you've liked it, if it's been helpful, if you've been informed, if you've been enlightened, who knows, if you can give us a thumbs up, fantastic. If you could subscribe, I would appreciate that, and I'll see you in the next video in the not too distant future. Goodbye.